If you've upgraded to Google Analytics 4, you're probably wondering where the bounce rate metric is. Originally, it was not included in Google Analytics 4, but Google did decide to reverse course. And yes, it will be included in GA4, but it's not the same bounce rate that you're used to from Universal Analytics. In this video, we're going to talk about the differences so you can have an idea of the metric that you're looking at. So now that Google has announced that bounce rate will be included in Google Analytics 4, let's talk about the difference between the bounce rate metric in Universal Analytics and Google Analytics 4. So bounce rate is a metric that a lot of us use as a North Star in terms of, are we attracting the right people, the right audience to our website? And is the content that we're producing for that audience relevant and quality for them? So here's the definition of bounce rate for Universal Analytics. Bounce rate is single page sessions divided by all sessions, or the percentage of all sessions on your site in which users viewed only a single page and triggered only a single request to the analytics server. In layman's terms, this means that a user came to your website, they looked at one page, only one page, and then they left. Now, that's different with the bounce rate that you'll see in Google Analytics 4. In Google Analytics 4, bounce rate is the percentage of sessions that were not engaged sessions. So to understand that definition, we actually have to define what an engaged session was. So Google came up with this chart right here contrasting Universal Analytics and GA4, and they define an engaged session down here. An engaged session is the number of sessions that lasted longer than 10 seconds, had a conversion event, or had at least 2 page views or screen views. It's important to note that the bounce rate that is displayed in Google Analytics 4 will probably be less than the bounce rate that is shown in Universal Analytics. And when I say the bounce rate is less, typically that is a good thing, but this is not an apples to apples comparison. Let's use the example of someone that comes to your website and looks at only one page, but they stay for a minute on that page. Using the definition of Universal Analytics, where someone comes to your website, they look at one page and they leave, that counts as a bounce. Now, the definition of an engaged user in GA4 has that 10-second threshold. So if they stay longer than 10 seconds, that counts as an engaged session. And remember, to find the bounce rate in GA4, you take the opposite of the engagement rate. So in summary, the one big takeaway from this video is that the bounce rate in GA4 will appear lower than the bounce rate that you will find in Universal Analytics. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, I'd be honored if you would hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so I can keep creating content just like this. Take care.